Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has warned that the developing world will need at least $7 trillion in financing by 2030 to address the escalating challenges posed by climate change. For Islamabad, these pressures are already hitting hard. Hira Mustafa explores how Pakistan is responding to these urgent environmental threats.
At the National Disaster Management Authority's headquarters in Islamabad, officers scan the screens for signs of trouble. Using nearly 300 climate sensors, they track rain patterns and signs of unusual weather disturbances in all 4 of the country's provinces. If needed, a warning is issued and people are evacuated.
अब इस अर्ली वार्निंग और इस एंड कॉप का मकसद ये है कि ये हमें अगले 6 महीनों में पाकिस्तान में कौन सी कुदरती आफत आ सकती है उसके बारे में बताता है। तो हमारी इस टाइम इतनी कोऑर्डिनेशन हो चुकी है डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स थ्रू प्रोविंसेस कि वी आर वेल प्रिपेयर्ड।
The system was used to alert authorities about flood risk in Punjab province last year, enabling authorities to move over 150,000 people to safety. Barely 2 years in operation, it is one of Pakistan's lessons from the devastating 2022 floods, which submerged 1/3 of the country, killing 1,700 and impacting some 33 million people. The disaster may have been unprecedented in scope and scale, but such climate catastrophes have become increasingly frequent, leaving vulnerable communities little time to recover. So any early warning will help.
The floodwaters in Pakistan have shattered villages, inundating crops and destroying irrigation systems. It's made survival harder than ever for the poorest and most vulnerable.
2 years on, mother of 6, Naseem Khatoon is still trying to piece back her life after the floods left her and her family homeless and destitute. But beyond immediate worries of shelter and food, what distresses Naseem even more is the overwhelming uncertainty over what lies ahead. Pakistan ranks as the world's 5th most vulnerable countries to climate-induced disasters, despite contributing less than 1% to global greenhouse gas emissions. But experts say its problems also stem from man-made factors. In Sindh, for example, deforestation has been rampant for decades, eroding the region's ability to withstand extreme rainfall.
There is evidence that with climate change, the strength, the intensity of monsoon rains has become even higher over the years. And so in a context maybe of poor land management, if there is no proper land management, these devastating rains can cause floods.
On the ground, the Sindh provincial government has implemented strict measures to increase its green cover, especially here in Sindh's Spy Forest, which has suffered illegal land grabs and large-scale logging to make way for agriculture. Forest guards now regularly patrol the area.
पाई फॉरेस्ट में भी ये रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट है, इसको भी कट करने पे पाबंदी लगी हुई है, इस पर 144 नाफिज करवाया हुआ है और यहाँ पे जो प्लांटेशन की मूव है वो भी हमारी चल रही है। तो पाई फॉरेस्ट में हमने यहाँ पे सकरन में एक नर्सरी भी बनाई हुई है जिससे हम प्लांट्स लेते हैं और फिर यहाँ पे नेशनल हाईवे के साथ लगाते हैं।
In 2023, the federal government unveiled an ambitious national adaptation plan in which building climate resilience went hand in hand with addressing income inequality and social disparities. The World Bank estimates that a comprehensive response to Pakistan's climate and development challenges could cost some $348 billion by 2030.
It's a human rights issue as well. It's a climate justice also needed to be done because the countries were already developing and they're struggling so much and they need to be heard.
Islamabad says not just Pakistan, But the global south should come together to demand funds from the West, and that mitigation efforts in vulnerable countries should be funded by the developed world. Hira Mustafa, CNA, Sindh Province.